के लिए माइक पर सीए गुलजार करिश्मा मलिक।
I'm really grateful to Allah Ta'ala to get this opportunity of conducting this program here, and I welcome all of you here. And I personally thank Mr. Zahiruddin Saab Janab. He has been given this platform for us to organize this event, and last 1 week he's been supporting us with repeated advertisements to bring the crowd here. So I'm very grateful to him, and as well Mr. Hamid Saab. He is the person in charge here for the career guidance activities and for the educational column. So I'm equally grateful to him, and I actually thank all of you to turn up to this program. And let me first introduce myself, and then what is the intention behind this program, I will take you through. I'm actually Gulzar Karishma Malik. I'm a chartered accountant. I qualified about 5 years back. Last 5 years I'm into teaching. I'm associated with an academy called Tapasya Academy. I have trained about 5,000 students for taxation. Okay, that is my core area. And then I'm also practicing my profession under the name G.K. Malik and Associates. Okay, so this is my brief background. I have taken up BCom honors. After that I did my CA, and Alhamdulillah within first attempt I had cleared my CA. With 3 gold medals at All India level, ICA had given me the merit awards for CA. And this is my brief background. The reason behind this activity is, I've always felt that I teach a crowd of 500 people. Why are they not aware about this program? So this has made us come together, and some of my friends have agreed, who are also qualified CS, to support me in this activity, come forward and create an awareness among our community about this event. So I will request the guest speakers to come onto the dais. I would first request Mr. C.A. Sheikh Jilani, please come onto the dais. Let me give a brief introduction about Sheikh Jilani. The best thing about him is, when he started his intern, he was an MPC student, and Alhamdulillah he is a qualified chartered accountant. So most of the people have this doubt that can a non-commerce student take up CA? The answer is yes, and he is an example for that. A person who started his education into maths, physics and chemistry, when he can become a qualified CA, why not others? And he is into the industry for the last 6 years. He qualified CA 6 years back. He is working as a consultant, finance consultant in a company called Skill Promoters. So he is one of the guest speakers here. He would share his experiences with you a little later. And then I would also request another guest speaker here, that is Amreen Madhani. Please come into the dais. Okay, now what is special about Amreen? Amreen is my student. She is yet to become a CA. She has cleared the 2 levels of chartered accountancy. One is CPT. She's got All India 8th rank in CPT. And she has cleared the 2nd level of CA, that is IPCC. She's got All India 13th rank in IPCC. And she's right now pursuing her CA final, doing articleship with a Big 4 company, that's Grant Thornton. It's an international audit firm. She's working there. She will be writing her CA final, and inshallah we hope that even in final she'll get a rank. So she will motivate you as a student how things went and how she actually managed to get the ranks. Okay, so the other guest speakers are still on the way. They may take some time to come. So we will start off with the program, and we'll meet the other guests a little later. So I want all of you to have a glance at some of the videos that we have prepared. Please play the first video. Okay, one second. So I think we got a good start now to get energized. Last half an hour we kept you waiting. So I would now briefly explain you about the CA program. We have another PPT. This is going to tell you about how CA can be done and what is the future, etc. So we will take you through this program. Second one. Slideshow. Okay, so let's run through these slides. So we have a presentation on CA as a career. Okay, next slide. So who's a chartered accountant? A chartered accountant is a professional expert in accounting and auditing. Now I think these terms are too big for people who are beginners here, not very aware with these words. So I would just try to explain what you mean by auditing. Who's a CA? So basically, let us understand. Hadi, wait a minute. So what does a CA? What does a CA do? Any idea? Can somebody tell us what does a CA do? Okay, we know that there are a lot of companies in India, right? There are different organizations, and they have to prepare something called accounts. Okay, that is their balance sheet and P&L account. So in your balance sheet, what do you try to do? You try to show your assets and your liabilities, and in your P&L account, you show your income and expenditure, your profit. So now there should be somebody who can certify this data. When you say that you are sick, for example, and your school says get a certificate from a doctor, how do we trust you that you were sick? So same thing happens here. When a company is preparing a balance sheet or P&L account, somebody has to certify it. Somebody should say, yes, this is right. The company is the owner of so many assets. The company is earning so much of profit. Somebody should put a stamp on it. Somebody should certify that. That certification work is done by an auditor. And in short, I can say CAs, are doctors for finance. Okay, you have some finance problem, you have some tax problem, you have some law problem. You can run to a chartered accountant and he's got some advice for you. He'll give you consultation. He will help you. Because see, there are two kinds of people who exist in this world. One is the natural person, human beings like us. We have a problem, we run to the doctor. There are other organizations like companies, societies, partnership firms. These organizations also have problems. Where do they go? So they have to go to a doctor, finance doctor, that's a chartered accountant. So basically, we are people who are into accounting. We take care of accounts, we take care of audit, we take care of taxes, we take care of law. So if you check the areas of operation, so let's say 4 years, 3 years down the line, if you become a CA, then what can you do? You can be an advisor, auditor, investment banker, you can be a trader, a dealer, or a consultant. There are different options available for you. The career is open. And then let's see, why should we do chartered accountancy? Okay, the font and all is gone. So let me tell you now, why do we have to do CA? Now why are you here? Why are you here? The reason is all of us are looking out for some kind of financial security in future. We want a career, we want a qualification where we get high status in the society, we get growth, we get good pay. That is the main reason behind it. So CA is a profession which is promising you all this. It is giving you a good career, it is giving you a good salary, it is giving you a lot of respect. Now I would like to share one important thing on this respect. My car has a CA thing. The other day, I was, unfortunately I happened to miss the signal. But the traffic police guy was so kind. He said, he just looked at that CA thing and he said, okay, go, no problem. That is the kind of respect people have for you. Because you're carrying this brand, you're carrying this dignity, you're a chartered accountant. So people look at you with a lot of respect. If I just go to the bank and say, I'm Gulzar, maybe people may not respect me. But if I say, I am CA Gulzar Karishma Malik, then immediately people say, yes, what can I do for you? So this is a profession which is promising you all this. So that's the best part about CA. Okay, then let's see the next one. Yeah, keep clicking. Now the next important thing is, basically people have this doubt. Now which college you did CA from? Most of the people ask me, from where did you do CA? Because people are used to asking this question to engineers, doctors. Where did you do engineering from? Where did you do your medicine from? For CA, this kind of question is wrong. We do CA only from one institute, that is ICAI. That is Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. This is the authority which is giving this profession qualification for the entire country. So you're in safe hands. See, tomorrow people who take up engineering, the risk that they have, if they don't go to a good college, they end up being a bad engineer. But when it comes to CA, you don't have good or bad college. It is only ICAI for the entire country. This is the institution which is giving you the qualification. Now what is ICAI? This was formed by government under an act of parliament. It is the second largest accounting body in the world, in the planet. That is the size of this organization. And it is giving, it is got a status called partner in nation building. It is actually helping the country when it comes to making laws. It is helping RBI, it is helping income tax department, whatnot. So basically, what is the role of ICAI? Students initially join ICAI, they get registered, they pass their CA, and they become members of this institute. So basically, this institute is a regulatory body which is conducting exams and which is giving a qualification called CA. This is one role of ICAI, but they have a lot of other things to do as well. So basically, every student is going to study from ICAI. Now we also have this down. Now what are the stages in CA? Now I would first stress on the first route of CA, that is direct and that is through CPT route. Now how many of you here are from intermediate background? Just did not degree or not PG. Okay, so for you people this is going to help. We are talking about doing CA through CPT route. Others who are sitting in the hall, who are from degree background or PG background, for you it is not called CPT route, it is called direct entry route. What do you mean by direct entry? You get exemption from CPT. You need not write CPT because you're already a graduate, you're exempt from CPT. So there are two routes. First we will look at the CPT route. So if an intermediate student wants to take up this program, how is it going to be? So we are saying there are three stages. One is the CPT level, Common Proficiency Test, the other one is IPCC, and then the final. Okay, what is required at CPT level? They're only going to test you your basics. IPCC level, working knowledge. And the final level, advanced knowledge they want. We will see these little later. Now look at the CPT. Now the biggest question is who can write CPT? The answer is anybody from any group can write. Whether you are a commerce student, math student, science student, anybody can write CPT. And see, all of us think that CPT is as tough as MSET, etc. No, answer is wrong. It is not tough like MSET at all. Because CPT, the best part about it, it is only an entrance into the profession. So what they are expecting from you, out of 200 marks, they just want you to get 100. 100 out of 200. Now you ask yourself, is it not possible to get 100 marks? Very easy. So here we don't have anything called ranking, and based on rank you will get admission. That's not the approach into CA at all. You just have to write one eligibility exam which is going to strengthen your basics. In your intermediate, maybe your basics were not very strong, accounts, economics, law, etc. So this level is going to strengthen your basics. So to strengthen your basics, they are asking you to write one entrance exam. Very easy, just get 100 out of 200. And that too, the best part about this exam, it is objective type. Just keep marking A, B, C or D. You don't have to write theory for it. So see how easy the first level is. Even at this level, the pass percentage is only 25%. So look at that now. What do you mean by 25%? That means out of 100 people writing, how many are passing? Only 25. Now why? What is missing? Why only 25 passing? No, maybe negative marking could be one of the reasons. The other could be, just to get 100 out of 200, 25 people are managing to do it, the other 75 are not able to do it. That means they are not serious about the profession. Somebody told do CA, that's why they have joined. Otherwise, if you ask me, if a person is serious about this profession, doing CPT is a joke. It is very easy. It's got nothing to do with the difficult levels at all. But just because people are not serious, they are not passing. So never get carried away by such people who come and tell you, I cleared my CPT in second attempt or third attempt. You tell him you are not serious about the profession. So it's very easy to get these marks. So now the issue is, when can I write CPT? Okay, so here the ICS says the norms are like this. You have to wait. You have to finish your intermediate, write your second year exam, March, and then appear for CPT. So you are eligible to do it only on completion of your intermediate. You need not get the results. You can still wait for the results, but you can appear for CPT exam. Okay, so now how is it going to be? It's very easy. I told you 2 hours each. There are 2 sections. What are the subjects? Accounts, law, economics and QT. So you are already aware of some of these subjects at intermediate level. You must have studied accounts at inter-level, economics at inter-level, QT. People who are from MEC background, they are well aware about this. Only new thing for you will be law. That is also very easy. Now the issue is, how do I pass CPT? Here ICI says, now there's a requirement. Last year there was an amendment, this attempt. They're saying in each section you should get minimum 30%. Okay, and in total you should get 50%. So what does this mean? You cannot skip any one of the areas. All 4 sections have to be answered by you, and in each section you should be getting at least 30%. And in total, if you check, you should get 50%. So the total should be 100, no doubt about it. And what should be the breakup of that 100? Internally, each section not less than 30%. That's what they are insisting. So they want you to be aware about all the 4 areas. Do not do selective study, because at inter-level what you do, some chapters you don't like, you don't study. So here also people were skipping some of the areas. So you should not skip, do all of them. Okay, so now what? Let's say you pass CPT, then what are you going to do? You have to register yourself for IPCC. This is called the second level of CA. Now here comes the actual effort. At CPT level, what was the pass percentage? 25%. At IPCC level, it becomes 10 to 11%. That means out of 100 people writing, only 10% people are passing. Now why only 10% people are passing? Because here starts the challenge. What is the challenge here? It is no more entrance kind of thing. It is no more objective. It is theory. You have to write theory. So there are 8 papers here. You have to study them in detail for 9 months, and you have to appear for the exam. Again, ICI is so kind. It is understanding that some students may not be able to manage all 7 papers. Both the groups they may not manage. So ICI is saying you do group wise. If you are not comfortable studying all the 7 papers at one go, you first write group 1, pass, and then take 6 months break and then do the group 2. But my students, we always encourage them. It's always easy to write both the groups together. 7 papers you can manage with 9 months of study and practice. You can definitely clear even IPCC exam. What you need is proper approach, proper seriousness. Then what else we have to remember at IPCC level? How is it going to be? In each subject, there are 7 subjects. In each subject, you should be getting at least 40 marks, not less than that. Pass for each subject is 40. And in total, you should get out of 700 at least 350. So this is, there are 2 guidelines here. One is each subject should not be less than 40, and overall your total marks should not be less than 350. So you have to satisfy this criteria. If you miss this criteria, you have to write it again. So now what next? After you pass your IPCC, what to do? Next slide. So you will be taking up articleship with a CA firm. Now this is the best part about our CA studies. What is the best part? CA studies is a combination of theory as well as practical. We are not just going to study theory, we are also getting into practical training. For example, I did my articleship with a very reputed firm in Andhra Pradesh, which is called Anandam & Company. It is a very big firm with about 12 partners. We did a lot of work there to learn how does a CA work, what happens in his office, what do you mean by audit, what do you mean by tax. All this we have learned from chartered accountants by practically going to different companies. So I audited BSNL, Canara Bank, and then ECIL. So I personally looked into the accounts of different organizations, which actually helped me to understand what happens in CA. So CA curriculum involves not just theory but also 3 years of practical training. And the best part is when we do this practical training, we also start earning stipend. So see now how is it affecting? For the first 2 levels, that is CPT and IPCC, you depend upon your family for financial support because they have to pay the fee, etc. But once you start doing your articleship, you don't have to depend on them. You are earning your stipend for how many years? 3 years. During this 3 years, you will be preparing for your CA final and appear for that. So this is what is going to happen. Now CA final again, there are 8 papers. Now when will this attempt come? Immediately it's not going to come. They are asking us to write this exam during the last 6 months of articleship. That means we have to do on-job training for 3 years. When we are left with 6 months of training, that time we have to go and write for CA final exam. So CA final again, how many papers? 8 papers are there. The rules are same. How to pass CA final? Same thing, each subject not less than 40%, and overall it should be out of 800 you should get at least 400. 50% you should be getting. So now what next? After CA final, what do you are a qualified CA. So now look at that. Yeah, please click. Another click. Okay, font is gone. Okay, it's happening. So look at this. Present market demand is for, keep clicking, 6 lakh CAs. This is the demand in the country. How much is the population of our country? Roughly, let's say 120 crore. Okay, 120 crore is the population. So out of these, how many CAs are there? Only 2 lakhs. So what does that mean? Plenty of opportunities are there. You need not get the doubt that should I become a CA or not, because there are only 2 lakh CAs. So that means there's so much of deficit. We are in need of 6 lakh chartered accountants, but present CAs are only 2 lakhs. So please fill up that gap. 4 lakh CAs we are in need of. So you have to come forward and fill up this gap. And look at this, average pay. Now this is confirmed. Once you qualify your CA, we have been seeing the market. Market is always paying at least 6 lakhs to a fresh qualified chartered accountant per annum. That is roughly coming to 50,000 per month. So this is the assured salary that you get from the market. But if you are an exceptionally good CA, amazing at work, intelligent, very good communication skills, then you can manage to get a package which is not less than 36 to 70 lakhs per annum. This is true. So there's a newspaper clipping for that. Look at this. There was one student who, as a fresh qualified CA, in the past, happened to get the 70 lakh package in an international placement. He was selected. He was an exceptionally good CA, so he got this as a salary. So you can choose. If you are an ordinary CA, 6 lakhs is confirmed. No, I am an exceptionally good CA, then you may earn 36 to 70 lakhs as well. So now, what about going abroad? Now, most of us have this idea, once you take up a profession like CA, you feel like going to Middle East, especially the boys. You want to go and work in Dubai, etc. Then you may get this doubt, can I go abroad with this kind of degree? The answer is yes. As I told you, ICI is, what is ICI? It is the world's second largest accounting body. Our CA degree, which is given by ICI, is recognized across the world. That means you need not write an equivalent exam. With the degree from India, you can happily go to countries like Australia, Wales, England, and you can take up job and employment there. But if you ask an engineer, can you go to US and work or some other country, what will he say? He will say, I have to write MS there. He will say, I have to write an equivalent exam there. Only then I can work. But when it comes to CA, the course curriculum from ICI is so good that the world is recognizing. Except for few countries, you can happily go to different countries and start working there. US is insisting that you should write one equivalent exam for CPA, but they give exemptions to us. Because we are already qualified CAs, there are some exemptions. So this is how it is working. You can go to different countries and start working there. Okay, now see, you will get it down. If I start my CA now, when will I finish? This is for an intermediate student. So what are we saying? When can you write your CPT? Now you people are in October month. You will do your intermediate second year in March. So you are eligible to write CPT in June 2014. That is 2 months after your intermediate exam. Once you write CPT, you have to get registered with ICI for the second level, IPCC. ICI is telling that IPCC 7 papers, 9 months you should study. It is not quick, you cannot do it immediately, you have to wait for 9 months. So therefore, IPCC attempt, when is it coming? In May 2015. Then once this IPCC is cleared, let's assume you clear in the first attempt, then you will start your 3 years articleship. That will start from September 2015 to 2018. What is articleship? On-job training in a CA firm where you learn how to do audit, tax, etc. So this will start from September 2015 to 18, 3 years training program. During the last 6 months of your training, in May 2018, you will write your CA final exam. So you will be qualified in October 2018. So now it looks too big for you. How many of you all are getting scared down? Let me see. The time looks too big. We started in 2014 and it is going to 2018. And that is all subject to what? First attempt. Now people who are doing CA take number of attempts. Second attempt, third attempt. For them this will become 2020 instead of 18 or 21. Then what do we think about it? See, it's like this. This 4-year period is starting after your intermediate. So there's nothing wrong in giving 4 years of your life. Imagine if you think of MCOM or MBA, how long it would take? 2-3 years of graduation and then spend 2 years in your PG. So that's coming to 5 years. But this is only 4 years. But what is expected? Seriousness is expected. If you're not serious, this 4 will become 6, 8, 10 years also. Some people after 10 years they'll quit. Okay, so you have to be careful about it. Now let me tell you about the direct entry, people who are graduates and postgraduates, how things are going to work for you. For you, the good news is you need not write CPT because you're already a graduate, no CPT for you. Directly go to IPCC. But what they are expecting from you, at graduation level, if you are a commerce student, you should have got 55%. If it is less than 55, then they are saying please go study CPT, basics are needed. So if you got 55%, happily CPT is out for you. Now if you are a science student, done BSc, etc., then the percentage required is 60%. So if you got 60%, then you can get into direct entry scheme. What happens in direct entry scheme? Even without writing CPT, your articleship has to start. You have to undergo a training called ITT training, computer training and orientation training, that is personality development. After this training, you will start your articleship. For a CPT student, when did he start articleship? After passing IPC articleship started. But for this person who's a graduate, because he's got graduation knowledge, we are asking him to start articleship immediately, even before IPCC. He has to start a CA training, on-job training. Once this training is started, within 9 months of completion of training, he is eligible to write IPCC. So if you observe how your 3 years of training is working, first 9 months are getting over, you have to appear IPCC. Then at the last 6 months before your training is getting over, you will have to appear CA final. So if you observe, a graduate student will write 2 exams during articleship. One is IPCC after 9 months and CA final during the end. Whereas a CPT student during his training, which exam he is writing? Only CA final at the end. See the difference. So a graduate has to write 2 exams during the training, whereas an intermediate student is writing only CA final during his training. So, but what is the good news for this graduate? His time is getting saved, comparatively, because he's already spent 3 years on graduation. His time is saved in this process. Okay. Now we all always have this doubt when we have to make a career choice. The biggest question that we get is how expensive it is. So look at this. Roughly we have come up with a structure. In order to do your CA, at 3 levels you are spending CPT 6,000. You have to pay to ICA. You have to get registered because ICA is going to give you the degree. So you have to pay them. IPCC you have to pay 10,000 and final you have to pay 11,000. This is your ICA fee. There is no exemption from it. You have to pay. That's a minimum. But coming to coaching fee, this depends upon you. If you want to take up coaching, you can join. If you say, no, I am interested in doing self-study, I can manage at home, then well enough, you need not pay the coaching fee. So if you are going for coaching classes, then this additional cost is there. But we should always remember that during this 3-year articleship, you are earning a stipend of 2,000 to 3,000. So we should not call this course expensive at all. It is very cheap compared to other courses. See, roughly how much are you spending? ICI you are hardly paying 30,000 and coaching fee is hardly costing you. It depends on you. You may go subject-wise coaching or full-fledged coaching. It is your choice. So if you ask me, compared to the other educational programs, this is very cheap program. It is cheaper program. Okay, now we also have a doubt. For this fee that we have to pay, do we have educational loan facility? Answer is yes. Recently, this September, ICI has come up with a tie-up, with different banks, and they are giving educational loan to CA students. Till last year, no bank gave educational loan to CA student. Why so? What is the risk involved? When you say you're an engineering student, no doubt you'll become an engineer. But when you go and say to the bank, please give me a loan, I'm doing CA, the bank will ask you whether you'll become a CA or not. First tell me, what is the guarantee? You may not become a CA, then how will you repay the loan? So this was the problem till recently. But now ICI has convinced these 4 banks, and these banks are, they have come forward to give educational loans for students who cannot afford the fee. So this is a very good initiative from ICI. No, I want to take up some scholarships. Then you will get it out, is any NGO supporting with the scholarship? Answer is yes. ICI itself has scholarships. In addition to ICI, there are many other organizations, state government organizations are there, minority organizations are there, and all these NGOs are readily there to help you. In fact, Siasat is supporting some of my students. Those who couldn't afford the Tapasya's fee, Siasat has come forward and supported about 10 of them. So this is an initiative because everybody wants students to come forward and take up this course. So don't worry about scholarships. Scholarships are also available. So now the biggest issue is why people say that CA is so hard. What is wrong? The problem with this program is we do not have that burning desire. That is missing. We join some course just because somebody told us. Parents are asking us to study or somebody told us. That's why we join. I say you should join because you want to become a CA. You should develop the desire to be a CA. You should tell yourself, yes, I should be called a chartered accountant. I should be certifying books of accounts. I should give certificate to people. That is what I want to become. If that desire comes in you, then nobody can stop you from becoming a CA. So burning desire is needed. Because this burning desire is missing, people are failing in the exam. So let's see. So now what is required to study? So one most important thing is you have to start from day one. We are all used to doing last minute studies. When you study for intermediate, 1 month before exam. When you study for BCom, 1 week before exams. Bring the model paper, study. So we are used to this dirty habit of studying only for the sake of exam. We have to kill that habit. CA is something which wants you to study right from day one. The day when you join this program, keep studying. Because see, end of the day, you're not studying for somebody. You're studying to get knowledge. People are giving you 6 lakhs per annum for what? Not because you're just an ordinary person, because you have knowledge. And where will the knowledge come from? Just studying 1 month before exam? No, not possible. You have to study right from the beginning. Then we have some more important points that we keep stressing. This is one thing which is missing in our community especially. We do not read business newspaper. We may see sometimes Deccan Chronicle, the entertainment side or the sports page or movie column, this and that. But we are not used to reading business papers. So we don't even know what is happening in the corporate world. This is important. If you want to become a successful chartered accountant, please start reading business papers. And then you have to buy some good textbooks. Don't get scared looking at the size. There are many. So many are not needed. Okay, so next. Yeah, you have to prepare good notes for yourself. Do not depend upon your colleges, academies alone. You start preparing good notes. And what is needed? Attitude, skills are needed. I'll come and stress on this slide little later. I have another presentation which we will do it at the end. So that was a rough idea. So briefly we got an idea. Let us summarize. You heard so much of talk for the last half an hour, but what is the summary? You understood that any group is eligible to get into this program, and this program has a promised career. It's got 3 stages, not that easy. You have to keep on studying. It is going to take a lot of time, 3 to 4 years as we stressed. So you got a brief idea that how the structure, how the program would be. Okay, so we will come back to what else is needed, how do we bring that burning desire little later.